we're gonna answer with so I'm gonna start off the first person. I'm just gonna walk around and hand out tickets when I hear somebody making a point, or you guys have a discussion. I am not going in. Our first question is, why would some people think Cortez is a hero? Who wants to start us off? And then afterwards, is not the teacher. Jamie, start us off.
They think Cortez is a hero.
My question says, okay, this is my last one. We're just answering the first question. Why do people think Cortez is a hero?
They think Cortez is a hero because he did things about him.
You have something to say?
All right. I think Cortez is a hero because when he was in China, when he was in China fight and he was trying to run away, he was trying to mind his own business when he saw other people dressing up like the people that they got war against, and he was trying to not fight his country.
No, he was saying he was a hero because they think he didn't start the fight with the other people.
I'm going to step into the future for 1 second. Rashawn said something, and y'all said, what? How, like you disagreed. You know the symbols for disagreeing. You know how to respectfully disagree. You know how to respectfully ask a question. So, in college, if me and Mr. Kohler in a college class, he said something I don't understand, I'm allowed to say, hey, Mr. Kohler, can you say that again? Or can you explain that just so if somebody says something you don't understand, feel free to ask them in a respectful way. Hey, I'm not sure I understand that, Rashawn. Can you say it again? Or is this what you're trying to say? Or if you disagree, Rashawn, I heard what you said, but I'd like to respectfully disagree. But let's keep it going. Hero, why would some people say the hero jump in? You're the teacher, I'm not the teacher.
Some people think Cortez is a hero because he got money from it and resources for his country.
Alright, so we're done with that question?
No.
Oh, well, let's go.
They thought he was a hero because when he had came and started to steal a gold, they thought that he was a god.
Alright, I'm gonna end that discussion again. Feel free when if you have something to say something. I want to hold in. On Leonard and the Fabian, right? The Fabian, Native Americans might not think that great of them. If you were Spanish at the time, and you said this too, right, Crystal, when we talked about this, that the Spanish might think of the hero because he got them more land and more gold. And like Leonard told us when he first got to the Aztecs think that Cortez is a god. So they ignite him because there's a story that they think that he's a god. That's it. We're gonna move on to question 2 right now, so get ready. Get ready. So my question 2 was, thinking about perspectives, and we have a different perspective. What do you think are some of the attitudes that Native Americans have towards Cortez? I'm gonna start us off with legend, and I'm not the teacher anymore, so you guys are gonna have a discussion to track legend. Get ready to agree, disagree, build on, or support legend's answer. Make sure you're tracking. Make sure you're looking at him. Alright, start us off, legend.
I think the attitude towards him is mad and they want to destroy him.
What do you mean?
They thought he was guilty because they took his land. I think the Natives have a negative attitude against Cortez because he took their land, he took their money.
See, he won't the Native Americans they won't fight and take their land back.
They want to get these things right and who's doing all this stuff.
I love how this friend, I love how this friends like Jamie, your friends like Freeman, like, we don't have to say the person's name, they just want a conversation with somebody you talk to, look at them. I know the conversation went back and forth, and I've listened to all the names, because we're pretending we're high school students or college students, but some of us are doing an amazing job of no matter who's talking, we hear where their voice is coming from when we listen. And that's the respectful thing we do in college.
They had a bad attitude. I mean, not a bad attitude, but they was mad toward Cortez because he had stole all of their gold and he didn't leave a piece behind for them.
just, they ain't gonna have nobody to follow.
And it was sad because Cortez said everything that they do so hard.
Yeah, all these things make sense. Remember we talked about this in our do now, that there are negative emotions, right? They were back then, even now there's lots of Native Americans who are still upset, like you'd be upset. Somebody took your things, took your goals, erased your culture. Last question for our middle school, high school type conversation. Another perspective. If you were from Spain, how do you think you feel about Cortez? So you can imagine if you were from Spain way back during Age of Exploration, or if you were from Spain today, how might you think about Cortez? So, hold on, are you gonna say this? Some of us are doing a great job, not all of us are doing an amazing job, so if a friend is talking and sharing, we're making sure that we track and share, and we look at that friend sharing, so we can respond. So, I'm gonna start us off with Travell, then I'm done, so I just said a name. Go Travell. Ooh, guys, I'm somebody who knows the question, you can start us off first on, please. Leonard.
Spain, how Spain feel about Cortez is they had a bad attitude towards them because they had wrote the thing, the passes of Cortez, the one that we had read yesterday, and yeah, that's it. It's probably, I don't know about grateful about Cortez because he got me more resources for my family. I think they feel about Cortez that he is evil and he treats Native Americans bad. It's probably,
I was so mad because the Cortez burned it. I joined Cortez so I could get more money.
So I want to pause. That's actually a good spot to pause on this. I wanted to pause. I wanted to remember, right? We're not Jamie, we're not Malik, we're not Dr. Wood. In the current day, we put ourselves in the mind of a Spanish person. How a Spanish person might feel. So Richard is thinking, oh, so sorry. Rashawn is thinking, if he was a Spanish person back then, he might join. Because he would want the nice gold and riches. So sometimes I'm just going to ask you a question. You got to forget who you are. Put yourself in the mind and perspective of somebody from the past. That was a really good job of that, Rashawn. Sorry for stopping the discussion.
I would not win because he takes all from other people and other people are like, I think, he feel mad, and they feel mad about it because they feel about it, and we feel about it. I would feel crazy because people be like if you feel, like if you guys, like if we are, if the third people, if they are third, then they gonna come to all of this stuff, really just learn how to do.
With some clarification, I'm going to set that question out. This was some clarification. So if you are Spanish, Cortez is on your side, and he is getting those riches back to you in your country. So if we're thinking about we're Spanish, then you are benefiting. But I appreciate Rashawn saying he would go, and then he would get some of that money. I also appreciate a response like Cavell, who was like, I understand you would get money, but it's also a mean bad thing to do, so I wouldn't be a part of it. So both of those answers are good. Both of those answers show perspective. But yeah, just because somebody doesn't get some money, doesn't mean we have to do it, because sometimes standing up for good things, the truth is more important than money. I don't know about that, but some people think that. I love a discussion. Do me a favor. Write your comments, write your next point down on a piece of paper so you don't forget. We'll get them. I want to get to our writing lesson, because I'm super excited for our writing. So if you had a thought that got cut off because I just kept the discussion down, write it down. When we're done our writing lesson, we'll get back to it. Write it down so you don't forget. Okay, good. I can even give you a post-it to write it out, that way you can give it to the doctor before you leave. Okay, can't wait to do the post-it tomorrow. Yeah, wait. Alright, so write them down, but that's what's exciting. I'm not as excited as a sourcing day, but pretty close, because it's a writing day for grades. We have a writing mini lesson. It's something that we have to do in middle school. You ain't gonna do even see something that says writing mini lesson. We are on our writing and listening. At the top, this is writing and listening. We've got to pull evidence. That's why Dr. Woods gave us the new symbol of support evidence. It supports something. In fifth grade, in middle school, we always support our answer with evidence. We never just say, Dr. Woods is an amazing teacher. There's no evidence. We say Dr. Woods is an amazing teacher because he's the smartest and the most handsome. We always want to support our answers with that with evidence. And you guys get a bunch of evidence because you have a bunch of primary and secondary sources. How do you want it? Just sound it out. I'm gonna be. CORT. Okay. When we're quoting evidence, Jamie, can you read our first bullet point when we are quoting evidence?
You cannot
Assume.
assume the person reading our easy test
Read the sources.
read the sources we have.
We can't be, when we are writing, Dr. Woods has read these sources, because I make the class. When we are writing for like, maybe you're writing for the lead test, or for Mr. Cole, or for somebody else, they must not have read the same source you have. So you can't say in the text. If you go, Mr. Kohler, in the text, does he have an idea what text you're talking about?
No.
No, I know, because I looked at the text. But somebody who's not your teacher doesn't know, so we never assume that the person reading our essay knows those sources I left. We always list those sources by name. What else we need to make sure that our reader can, well, I'm giving it, maybe read the next bullet point.
We need to make sure our readers can understand what we are saying.
Raise your hand if you knew who Montezuma was before this year. So you can write an essay about Cortez Montezuma because maybe your friends or your parents or your adults don't even know who that is. So you gotta pretend like the person reading has no idea what you're talking about. You can't just be he or she, because I don't know who he, she is. And then if you say something like Montezuma or Cortez, you might have to explain who that person is. So we write like the person reading it has never seen it before. When we put our evidence, we gotta take a couple of steps. Cody, can you read our first step to make our evidence make sense?
To make our evidence our readers
You probably did this last year. You might have said, in the source it says, we up our game in middle school. We don't say in the source, we name the source. We don't say it says, we say the author. So if like Dr. Woods wrote something, you wouldn't say in the source he says, you would say, in the source, the best teacher ever, Dr. Woods says. I want the name of the title and the name of the author whenever possible. Now, they'll give you the author, you can include it, but I need the name of the title and author whenever you're quoting something. Our criteria for success, how we make sure that our quote is done the right way is, Brooklyn, you read our first step. So first you have to make sure we're writing a quote. This is also on your packet or it's on the board under the CFS. The first letter is capitalized. When I say the text says, or Henry Cortez's letter says, that first word is always capitalized. Leonard, what happens at the end of the sentence?
in punctuation, period, question mark, exclamation point at the end of the text.
So, just like with a regular sentence, the first letter is capitalized, just like with a sentence, you gotta have something. A punctuation mark, a period, an exclamation point, a question mark. These 2 points, I'm gonna go over to now and make sure we are all on the same page about this. The spelling capitalization, you type next to the author. Does the author have a capital letter? You have a capital letter. You make your writing one just like that, author's writing, but there's quotation marks. And, quotation marks. You know, if you don't put quotation marks, if you take somebody's work and don't put a quotation mark, you can get in trouble. It's Steve, you can get kicked out of college, you can get an F, whenever. It's okay to use somebody else's words if you put a quotation mark. I can take Rashawn's words like that, Rashawn says, and give quotation marks. If I don't give him credit for it, then it's like I'm stealing. Here's my example of an amazing, perfect quotation mark. My author's name and source is stated. Russell Berman is the author from the Atlantic in source 2. I give you the name of the article, where it came from, and his name. I put a comma before my quotation mark. The first letter of my quote has that capital letter like we just talked about. And I have an end punctuation mark. Those 4 things have to happen in order for your quote to be perfect. Alright. We're gonna practice. So, it's a practice. Under the criteria for success, I'm gonna practice. we're going to read this document, and then I have 3 examples of a quotation, of a quote, and we're gonna try to quote are great, or long, not great. It takes 30 seconds to read the actual, it's very great, Obama is the 12th best president. Read that silently and solo for the next minute. Silence, 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 and solo. That means I have them done your paper.